Good morning. My name is Beth Gallick, and I'm the Executive Director with the Bay Area Manufacturers Association. Before we begin, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping items. If you're having technical difficulties, please click on the square with the question mark found at the bottom of your screen. You can also email admin@bama-fl.org with any questions. My team and I will be interacting with you through the event through the Q&A box. If you have any questions throughout today's presentation, please submit your questions through the Q&A box on the right below where you see me. BAMA is an industry-focused membership organization serving the manufacturing region in the Tampa Bay area. Our mission is to support manufacturers and promote economic development through the Tampa Bay region. We're the official representative of the Florida Makes Network in the region, and through this affiliation, we help manufacturing companies in a lot of different ways. We help expand market opportunities. We develop customized, innovative technologies. We adopt best practices, and we assess opportunities for state-of-the-art technology and training. Our solutions are designed to help companies address current challenges, create new opportunities for growth, and achieve measurable results. Additionally, we serve as advocates for the industry in promoting advanced manufacturing careers. So we're happy you're here today, and we'd like to change your perception of what it means to work in manufacturing. With that purpose and in celebration of Manufacturing Month, we're hosting free virtual events and activities for you to engage in throughout the month of October. Today, I'm here with Peter Cyrak, who is the Quality Assurance Director at Seal Dynamics. Peter has worked with our BAMA Membership Committee, Roundtable Committee, and Workforce Development Committees. So why don't we start by having Pete introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about why manufacturing is important to you, Pete.
Hey, thanks, Beth. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's important. I'm Pete Cyrak, Quality Director here at Seal Dynamics, and we're a commercial aircraft parts manufacturer. And we are owned by HEICO, which is the world's largest aftermarket aircraft parts manufacturer. Taking part in the Manufacturing Month and virtual tours or plant tours is extremely important to me because, well, I've been in manufacturing for almost 20 years now. I started up in New England where I graduated from college and worked for GE Aviation up there, one of the world's largest jet engine manufacturers. And I've been in either aerospace engineering or manufacturing ever since. That was in 2001. But it's amazing how few or how little people know about manufacturing and how important it is to our economy and our community. And often it's because, you know, we don't, it's not like we have commercials that show up on TV every day or on the internet for people to see. I mean, you don't just wake up one morning and think, oh, I'm going to buy a jet engine today. So it's not like there's a lot of marketing out there for these kinds of things, right? So these tours are one of the ways that we get the word out that, hey, look, here's manufacturing. We're vital to the community, and we have some outstanding opportunity for career growth. So that's why I'm in manufacturing and why I'm taking part in that.
Great. Thank you so much, Pete. And before we begin, if you haven't done so yet, please tell us about yourself in the Q&A box. Are you a teacher with a class full of students or a representative from a company interested to learn more about Seal Dynamics? Please let us know who's out there. We'd love to interact with you during this entire session through your questions or comments. Please also tell us what city and state you're joining us from. Maybe there's someone here that you might want to connect with. So as we check the Q&A box to see who is attending today, it's just great to have you here today, Pete, to show us a little bit more behind the scenes what you do at Seal Dynamics. Of course, we usually have these tours in person, but due to the current circumstances, we've put together this short video that will help you learn more about Seal Dynamics, what they make, and what it takes to work there. So Pete has put together this presentation. So let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Pete Syrak, Quality Director here at Seal Dynamics, and I'm excited to give you a tour of our facility. Seal Dynamics is a distributor of commercial aircraft parts. Here in Tampa, we're the new product development group. So we work with our customer to identify opportunities. Perhaps it's a part that's extremely expensive from the original equipment manufacturer or OEM. So they ask us if we'll make it and sell it aftermarket. If the numbers are right, meaning there's high volume, it doesn't cost a lot to get it to market, and it's a low criticality, then we'll take it on. So we start the reverse engineering process. That means we look at all the dimensions, we maybe cut it up and check all the interior components and material, because we have to duplicate the part or make it better. Once we reverse engineer, we initiate the FAA approval process, and we outsource the manufacture of it to either local suppliers right here in the Tampa Bay area or in the state of Florida, but we also outsource to other parts of the nation and even internationally, depending on what the part is. So once the first parts are manufactured, we evaluate them in the quality group to determine that they meet all the design specifications. And once they do, and we've confirmed that, then we complete the FAA approval process, receive a supplement from the FAA so that we can sell the product, and more importantly, so that the customer can put it on the aircraft. This map illustrates our global footprint. Our regional warehouses are strategically located to allow us to respond quickly to our customers' needs, while our numerous sales offices facilitates customer interface and communication. Seal Dynamics provides aftermarket solutions to a breadth of customers around the world. Do you see any airlines that you have flown on? Then you've likely flown on aircraft with our product on board. Seal Dynamics' new product development group has reverse engineered a broad range of products for our customers. A handful of items are shown here, such as fabric reinforced seals used on the wings, landing gear components, and plenty of items located in the cabin, such as seat cushions and other seat components. The types of aircraft these items are used on varies widely too. We are approved for aircraft such as Boeing 737, 747, 787, and regional jets like Embraer's ERJ-145. One of the wonderful things about manufacturing are the broad range of roles and responsibilities at any manufacturing facility. See, it's not just composed of people making parts, machinists, or people operating lathes or running test equipment, but you have a vast majority of support roles too. So there's a whole engineering department, and the engineers, they will typically have engineering degrees, common like bachelor's and master's degrees. We even have a PhD in materials engineering here at our facility. So you've got your engineering management, and then of course all your project engineers that are focused on individual projects. Also, a large component of our particular business is the quality group. We're the people that make sure that the parts meet the design intent and that they're the highest quality and do exactly what they're supposed to when they're going on the aircraft. And that's very important for you, the end customer, when you're at 35,000 feet, that you want to make sure everything's working properly. Again, we have a broad range of people in our area too: quality engineers, quality technicians, quality inspectors, document control, and they have a broad range of backgrounds, everything from just a high school diploma all the way up to a master's degree. Some in engineering, some in English, some in whatever, and they decided to move to a different field and come into quality manufacturing. So there's a broad range of educational and training backgrounds and experience. Then we got the supply chain. So if you wonder what supply chain is, think Amazon, right? They're the ones that are making sure that we're getting our raw material or components, and they order it and get it shipped in here so that we can work on it and get it completed and out to our customer. And they handle that whole chain of the movement of product. So, and they too have a broad range of educational training and experience backgrounds, from high school diploma all the way up to master's degrees. So you can see here that in manufacturing, They're not tied to just one particular role. We have people that move from one group to another as they grow personally too and grow within the company. So definitely something to think about, that you're not just locked into one role. There's a whole range of opportunity to do things that you can be excited about. I'd like to show you a case scenario of a part we have reverse engineered. This is an illustration of an engine from the 757 maintenance manual. Do you see the part description with the red box around it? That is the drag link on the blocker door of the reverse thrusters that we reverse engineered. Here's a close-up of the area. The drag link helps to hold the thrust reverser blocker doors while they are deployed. And since it is in the airflow, it has an airfoil shape to it. It's very important that our engineers know the function of the part so that they can design it properly. Next, we'll show you a video of the drag link being inspected on our robotic inspection equipment. This is the probe of our coordinate measuring machine, also known as a CMM. It's probing the link that we spoke about earlier. The hunter green pillar that the drag link is sitting on isn't a part of the aircraft component. It is only a holding device we use while the CMM is inspecting the part. The holding devices facilitates a repeatable setup so that we can have a fully automated program for the inspection. We actually designed the holding device here and 3D printed them on our small 3D printer. Here you see the software application used to program the CMM. You can see how the software shows where the CMM is touching as it moves around the part. The software builds a 3D image from the points it takes and subsequently analyzes that image to compare to the design data. The CMM is actually a robot, so our quality team has the opportunity to learn how to program robots. You just saw the probe head of the CMM articulate in 2 degrees of freedom. These additional degrees of freedom provide a programmer with a wide range of capabilities with regards to the complexity of parts we need to inspect. This concludes our tour of CO Dynamics. I really hope you guys got something out of this. I enjoy working here very much and all the things I get to do on a daily basis. I hope someday that you too get to find something that you enjoy doing.
That done. We do have some questions that have come in, and I'd also like to welcome Lisa Preston. She works for Water Logic. She's a member of BAMA, her company, and they manufacture bottle-free drinking water coolers. So she wanted to learn more about what you do at Seal Dynamics. So let's welcome Lisa and learning a little bit more about Seal Dynamics today. Pete, we had a few questions come in. First was, why did you decide to get into manufacturing? What prompted you? What appealed to you about the field?
That's a good question. Sure. My degrees are actually in aerospace engineering, and I started out doing design work. And I had an opportunity to work, do a rotation down on the shop floor. This is up in GE Aviation in Massachusetts. And working on the shop floor, actually making parts, I found that I fit in that environment much better than working as a design engineer. And here's the key: is that as a design engineer, you're working on projects whose time frame or scope lasts over months, sometimes even years, to see your projects come to fruition. But on the manufacturing floor, stuff comes up all the time, and you have to resolve those issues in a very quick manner. And so you see your projects come to fruition in a much shorter time frame, sometimes in hours or days. So it really was just something that fit me personally. You know, I'm a former Marine and a bit of a knuckle dragger, and so I think the shop floor worked for me a lot better than sitting in the office and just working on the computer all the time. Although that's not all design engineering is about either. But anyways, that's the main reason why I got into it.
Very nice. So for your education, can you tell us a little bit more about what education you've had prior to your role? And also, do you do any continuing education now?
Oh, yeah. So I got my associate's degree right here in Hillsborough Community College. I busted my hump there at HEC, graduated from the honors program there, and was able to earn a full scholarship into Boston University, where I completed my bachelor's in aerospace engineering. And then GE actually hired me before the end of my first semester senior year. And it was a stipulation of my employment that I work on my master's. And so they paid for my master's. So it's nice. I got a $250,000 education, and I didn't pay for a dime. So
well done. Very nice. So, you know, one thing that I hear a lot from students is, you know, classes and math and things that they're learning right now, they're never going to use. Do you use math in your daily job?
Yeah, every day. Now, not to the extent of using like Laplace transforms or Fourier transforms or real complicated stuff like that. That's, you know, higher level mathematics. But definitely algebra, geometry, and trigonometry on a regular basis. In fact, I have the opportunity. I'm going to be teaching my son's 7th grade math class later today because they're going over the Pythagorean theorem, and we use that very often here. So definitely, your high school mathematics is used on a regular basis in manufacturing.
Okay, that'll be great news to all the math teachers out there. So, you know, how long have you been with Seal Dynamics?
So I've been with Seal Dynamics since spring of 2016. As a quality director, I'm on the senior staff here, and I was very fortunate to be offered this position. And when I started here, I was the first change in the senior staff in over 10 years. So it gives an idea of the continuity here in the staff, and especially in the leadership at Seal Dynamics.
Okay, great. Now, you mentioned that you get, as a quality manager, you get to program robots. Is that your favorite part of the job, or what is your favorite part of your job?
No, and I didn't answer fully your question earlier if I do any continuous education. A couple of years ago, I went and took a virtual basic programming class over at HEC because the advanced programming on our CMM software uses VB interface. So I think one of the things I enjoy about manufacturing is you get to do so many different things during the day. So, and inevitably, any job that you're going to do, you're going to have some tedious tasks and you're going to have some interesting tasks, right? And so, you know, the tedious tasks, they've got to get done. Somebody's got to do them. But I like the fact that when I'm getting sort of tired of those tedious tasks, I can get up and go do something more fun, like programming the CMM, or working to build a solid model to print something on our 3D printer. And so plus we work with such a breadth of product that I'm seeing new stuff every day and get to work with new stuff every day. And so what I really enjoy about my job is the variety of tasks that I get to accomplish on a daily and weekly basis. That's
So
a
you
great
talked
question.
about learning new things. So what are some new pieces of equipment that you might have gotten recently? Anything really interesting that you've recently learned to how to use?
Yeah. So, I mean, part of any company is updating and improving your technology so that you can respond to your customers' needs and compete in the global market, especially. So, something that we've purchased in the last couple of years is a 3D laser scanner, a handheld. So we could even go out to the customer and scan product or parts directly on the aircraft if need be, and that has reduced the time frame that we need to reverse engineer more complicated parts. What might have taken 40 hours for an engineer to do, now we can do in a couple hours with the scanner. Also, the 3D printer. I bought a little 3D printer just a couple years ago. It's the same one that they use in schools for and media centers to introduce kids to 3D printing. Like I said, we just use it to make parts to help us with our inspection and so forth like that. So, but there are certainly some more expensive 3D printers that will 3D print even super alloy aerospace parts.
And what do you see coming up as far as technology? Is there anything you see coming down the pipeline, new technology that you might be using?
Yes. So we're constantly seeing improvements in metrology equipment, how quickly we can inspect something. Those are things that are constantly looking at putting into our budget as far as in capital expenditures. Better and quicker ways to inspect products. Where like even that CMM that you saw the video of, where that might take half an hour to run and inspect that part. The technology is improving now that we're getting equipment that can do that inspection in a matter of minutes or even seconds rather than a half hour.
And for those students that are in the computer science field, you talked about some software that can make some 3D designs. Can you tell us a little bit more about that software and what type of education you would have to use that type of software?
Wow, there are several 3D, CAD, computer-aided design and modeling software like Unigraphics. AutoCAD is one that people hear a lot. SolidWorks there's Pro-E or Pro Engineer. We use SolidWorks here at Seal Dynamics. So in order to develop that software, you have to have some sort of programming background. Often people have computer engineering, computer science background, but also they'll have some mathematics. There's a lot of mathematics involved, as well as engineering, just having a general understanding of three-dimensional and mechanical design.
Okay, great. And if someone wanted to come into your company as an entry-level worker, what would that job look like?
So as I pointed out earlier, the different roles, it depends on what particular role they might be looking at. I mean, for example, somebody that's a warehouse clerk, could roll in here right out of high school, working in the shipping and receiving departments. Whereas in somebody that's looking to be a project engineer, for our particular project engineers, they ask for a couple years of experience, and certainly if you have some sort of FAA experience. Now, the quality inspectors, the people that I take, I'm really looking for somebody that has the attitude and the aptitude, because I can I can teach a lot. So we take sometimes people that don't have a whole lot of experience, but they have the right attitude and they have the aptitude, the ability to learn the stuff that we need to teach them.
Very important. I agree. And what are your working hours typically?
My team works 7 to 4, and then the engineers will typically work like 8 to 5.
Okay. And of course, the most popular question we have today is what type of income can they make in the manufacturing field? So from entry level, what would that income look like? And then maybe some of the more advanced job positions.
So typically like an inspector, an entry-level inspector might start around $15, $16 an hour. And that's like with almost no experience. But, I have inspectors that are earning upwards of $25 an hour. And then you've got engineers or quality managers and that are earning close to six figures or even over six figures.
Wow, that's great. And is there a lot of opportunity to advance within your field or your company?
Absolutely. We had a young lady that started entry-level inspector a couple of years ago, and last year she a position and opened up in the supply chain. So she was in the quality department, and a position opened up actually on the sales side and working with customers. And she applied for that position and moved on over there. And then I just backfilled her position after she left this organization.
Okay, and that's great to know, even within manufacturing companies, manufacturing companies still need marketing, they still need human resources, accounting. So all of those jobs are also available in the manufacturing field. And do you feel that the manufacturing field is growing now, or what do you anticipate for the future of manufacturing?
Yeah, I mean, manufacturing is one of three ways that you can truly create wealth, as in take something and add value to it. And the other ways are like mining or resource acquisition, agriculture, and then manufacturing. Everything else is pretty much service. And so manufacturing is truly creating wealth, and it's always an industry that for a country to be vital or be growing and alive, it's got to have those at least those three.
And one of the things I really see with manufacturers, or how innovative manufacturers are, with the recent COVID-19 situation, what different policies have you had to incorporate within your company due to that?
Fortunately, we're a small facility, and our people already had their own sort of separate work areas. And so immediately back in March, those people that could work from home started working from home. But in the quality department, there's only one way to inspect parts, and that's to put your hands on them and touch them. So, but because a lot of the other people were able to work from home, we've been able to spread people out and keep that distance. And so we've been working through the entire thing. We never shut down. We never stopped. But we unfortunately, because of it, as everybody knows, the aircraft industry is not doing really well right now. Just because if people aren't flying, they're certainly not buying our parts. So we've had a reduction in hours, and we've taken advantage of that opportunity to have staggered shifts and stuff. So like half my team works Monday through Thursday, and the other half works Tuesday through Friday. So 2 days out of the week, only half the team is here. And so that allows us again to stay spread out, as well as some of the people have their own offices like myself. And so we're very much socially distancing.
Great. That's good to know. And hopefully the industry will pick up very soon, and everyone watching will be able to see some of your parts when they're flying. So can you remind them, when they step on the airplane, what all parts might be on the airplane that came right from Seal Dynamics?
Yeah, actually, like sometimes walking through the door, there are seals around the door that we do. We make tray tables, the little latch that holds up the tray tables, the cushions that you sit on, sometimes the window. So we do make several things that are in the cabin itself. And then there's a lot of stuff that we make that you'll never see, that are in the cargo area, or inside of the wing or in the engine and so forth. But certainly the parts that are inside the cabin. So if you ever see a part marking on a part inside the cabin, you see an SD on the end of a part marking, that's our part.
Okay, that's great. That's great to know. So make sure when you get on those planes, take a look and see if you can spot them, and then let us know. Let us know what you found, or take a little picture and send it back to us. That would be really cool. So it's great just seeing, going from, the beginning stages, and then you can see the end result. And that's what manufacturing is all about. And that's what makes it so exciting. So Pete, do you have any closing remarks before we end today?
I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm always available if somebody ever wants to reach out or have another tour.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you again for taking the time today and putting together that presentation about your company. You know, these sessions will be live, so make sure you invite your friends, family, kids, just the community to come and join us and watch again. But thank you again, Pete, for taking the time out today, and thanks Florida Makes for providing this for us. And everyone have a great day and a great manufacturing month. Bye-bye.